I'm going to be riding from Perth in Scotland down through England and France, leave the safety of Europe into Turkey, into unknown deserts of Iran, scary Pakistan, India, the Himalayas and Nepal. Burma doesn't allow foreign motorbikes, so I'll have to fly to Thailand before turning south to Australia, riding across the top end during the wet season and finishing the adventure of a lifetime back home in Perth. I've flown in from Kathmandu and arrived here in Bangkok. This city is so busy and has so much traffic. It took me 5 hours to get in and out of the town the other day. The Thai people are very nice though, and I'm always made to feel welcome. They seem to be very spiritual and take these ceremonies seriously. I have no idea what's going on, but it looks good to me. I'm heading north towards the Laos border and a town called Nan. To get there means I have to cross the Nan River, or now more of a lake, which was created by a dam project back in the 70s. The people here now live in a floating village, and it's here I'm going to grab some lunch in this restaurant. The Thai people get around in what are called long-tail boats, which look to me like a plank fitted with a petrol grass trimmer, but they're everywhere and seem to work well. I'm meeting up with an old friend from England. Simon, who now lives in Bangkok, is going to show me some of the less touristy parts of Thailand. The husband and wife who run this ferry have been doing so for over 30 years and take passengers back and forth 10 to 20 times a day. Okay, it's not elegant, but it works well. I'm glad it's not raining today, otherwise this climb would have been interesting. We're heading north for a few days and we tour some of the best roads in Thailand. But I've got to head south, so leave my mate and head for Chonburi, just south of Bangkok.
This is a facility, Triumph production facility, which is 1 hour south of Bangkok. Well, it's supposed to be 1 hour south of Bangkok, depending on the traffic. But anyway, I've been fortunate enough to have a quick look at how these babies are put together. And I must say I'm quite impressed the quality controls applied to modern day bikes such as this. So I was really quite impressed, but they wouldn't give me a free bike. I keep asking for spare parts and free bike, and they're having none of it. But anyway, Kevin here has been kind enough to show me around and took some time out of his day to show me around the factory, because it's not a normal touristy thing you could get in Thailand, but all the same it was enjoyable. Great to come and see it. Thanks to Triumph for letting me in.
I've left the busy parts of Bangkok and I'm aiming for the tourist resort island of Phuket, further south. I'm lucky enough to spend a few days here touring the islands. A lot of movies have been filmed around here. James Bond fans might recognise this small island.
I left Phuket yesterday and we're heading down towards Kuala Lumpur. And coming down here, the weather was pretty atrocious. The rain was bucketing down like you wouldn't believe. So much so that I think we needed to build our own ark. And it just so happens when I turned around and found a hotel, I found this place here.
Who would have thought of building a concrete ship inland? It's wet season here, and around 2 o'clock every afternoon the skies open and pour the contents of a small sea on the country. I've crossed into Malaysia now and spent some time in Kuala Lumpur doing some touristy things. Further south is Johor Bahru, or JB as it's known. I've grabbed a decent hotel and make arrangements to cross into Singapore.
Over here is Malaysia and over here is Singapore. And I'm in no man's land right in the middle, awaiting a pickup. No, it's not broken down. It's, I went to get permits and insurance to take this bike into Singapore, and it worked out just way too expensive. Since I'm only driving about 12 kilometres from here to the port, which it will go into a ship, it didn't make sense, so I'm getting a van to come and pick it up. This could be my last trip ever, this little one.
I've got to cross 6 lanes of the busiest road in Southeast Asia.
Let's this queue go. This guy's mad. What a fucking stupid place to stop. If he came over here, he could just turn round. I think I'll squeeze through here now. Just stay there, Jimmy. And the truck, build the traffic up. Stay there. This is crazy.
It's a souvenir for you.
Oh, thank you. A souvenir. Bike this. That's a good idea actually, because obviously when your bike breaks down, oops. It's a good idea because you drive it round. So if you're a Harley Davidson owner or a BMW owner, you need one of these. I got my carnet stamped. Stampy up the top here, and that's my last one before Australia.
So I've made the port and we unload the bike.
Alright. Done this a few times.
This will be the last time I see the bike until Australia. As my bike sails to Darwin, I drop into Bali on the way, but there's a problem. Here's the deal, my bike is now in Darwin. I'm in Indonesia at the moment, and I suddenly after waiting for a carnet from UK for the past 3.5 weeks, got a phone them last night and was told by the carnet people there that I cannot take my bike into Australia on a carnet because I'm an Australian citizen. Nice of them to tell me now, not 3.5 weeks ago. So now I've got a situation, I fly to Darwin tomorrow and my bike is stuck in customs. So I'm trying to find some possible alternatives at the moment to find a way to get the bike in. I just arrived in Darwin last night, middle of the night, and this morning I ran down to I've had a little scooter and I headed down to the port where my bike is stored. So far I've got a problem, I don't have a carnet de passage document, which means I cannot bring it into Australia. I've went down to the port and looked at alternatives. Now what they tell me is I can possibly import the vehicle, pay the GST, have an inspection done, pay their fees, possibly can happen. Until I see it out the gate, I'm not going to believe it. So all I can do is wait here. The shipping agent is doing his best to get things organised, and will call when there's some news. But it's late Friday afternoon and it doesn't look good. All I can do is wait on a call.
Well, here I am down at the docks where my bike's in the customs hold, the quarantine area, and I was hoping to get it checked over on Friday so I could head over the weekend. Didn't happen, so I'm just going in now to get an inspection. Hopefully he doesn't find anything wrong with it. Well, I've just come out of after the quarantine inspection, and good news, all is good. The guy took a look at it, made sure, seen I'd actually done a good job cleaning it, and my bike's there. How good is that? So now I can continue the adventure.
It is wet season here, but there's been very little rain. I've got to cross this ford, so I check out the depth first. It's a bit slippy as well, but that's not the only worry.
Should I, shouldn't I?
I didn't see this.
Fucking hell. Hang on, give it a miss.
I've forgotten I'm in the Northern Territory, and people do get eaten here.
I think that's a bit
I found another way across and reached Catherine. Well, good morning. It's stupid o'clock here in Catherine, and I just fell out of bed, which means I look like shit. But I'm getting up early to try and get to Kununurra before the rain comes down. But it's rainy season and the sky's blue. This is one of the many small bushfires I've seen today. It's way too hot and I really need to stop. Man, it's not hot here. I'm in between, where am I? I'm starting to show signs of heat stroke. Between Catherine and Kununurra. Kununurra. Can't even say it, Kununurra. I'm between Catherine and Kununurra. And it's not hot here at all. It is fucking hot. So I've stopped, there's a shelter thing every 60 kilometres and I've stopped at this covered area just for a break. I've run out of water and I'm starting to get a bit panicky because there's not much traffic here at all. But this is one of these, they've got some water tanks here, but it says unsafe for drinking. How good is that? So what I might just do is dip my t-shirt in it and put that on to try and cool down. I've only got about 150 kilometres to go. I tell you, it's the longest 150 kilometres I've done. Hopefully this will help cool me down enough. I've cooled enough to get going again. Finally reached the border of Western Australia. This checkpoint is not like passport control. It's just to stop disease, fruit and veggies and other pests from spreading across the country. As I've crossed the border, the speed limit drops from 130 to 110. I stop as much as I can to take a break from the heat. There's also signs that other people have stopped here on their long drive. Yeah, I can go with that. So I'm heading west towards the coast in the town of Geraldton. This is the first speed camera I've seen since the UK. I'm now only 450 kilometres from home. I'm going to stay the night. This is really weird. I've booked myself into a place called Wheelaway in Geraldton, and it's a house, and the key for the door was in a lockbox outside, and I've got this big house and there's nobody here. The weirdest thing. When I last landed at a hotel and there's nobody in it. Creepy. There's my room. Don't quite know what to make of this. And this is my very last night before I'm going to Perth, so I guess it's going to be a very quiet one. I think I might just stay in tonight. Great fucking choice of her. Well, hello from Geraldton and my yellow submarine here. This is the very last day of my trip to Perth, and to be honest, I get mixed emotions really. I'm great to see my family and get back home and see my wife, but I really could turn around and go back, you know. I could quite easily if I had the money and the time. It's been an amazing trip. I met some amazing people along the way. Oh shit! The wind's blown over my camera. Oh, you should have fucking learned the first time. Fucking wind up here just came from nowhere and blew my camera over again. Totally fucked it now. Bugger. Well, I suppose the good thing is it's made it this far. The wind here makes the trees grow at an angle. I'm halfway to Perth and check out this strange place. This is the Pinnacles. Lots of limestone towers in the sand. The last time I saw this was on telly. Billy Connolly was running around naked between the stones. I'm not about to dance around starkers and scare the tourists. I have an appointment to keep in Perth. Just north of the city, I meet up with 50 other bikers who've come to welcome me home. This is just amazing. I'm nearly home and I feel like a rock star. With the city in sight, I'm nearing the end. end of this amazing trip, the end of an amazing adventure. 28,000 kilometres, 4.5 months in 19 countries. I'm back home in Perth.
You're a cracker.
I'm a bit overwhelmed and emotional.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for the turnout, guys. I'm impressed.
After the reception, we all head over to JCS Motorcycles for a few beers. It's here I realise what an amazing machine this has been. Many have said it was the wrong bike to take. Some said it wouldn't make it. Some thought I wouldn't make it. I realised I'd failed. I thought this trip would cure me of adventure bike travel for good. But it hasn't.
Just get out of the bike.